This battle report features models and training missions that you get free in the Grimdark Future Starter Set from one-page rules. The Grimdark Future Starter Set comes with free PDFs of rules and a quick start guide, and also game tokens, models, and terrain files for both paper and 3D printing. Go to onepagerules.com to learn more. The final mission in the free quick starter guide has the Saurian Starthost versus the Wormhole Daemons of Change. Starting with the Saurian Starthost, we have 2 Gecko cohorts with upgraded energy shields. Geckos can ignore difficult terrain effects, making them a great unit to seek out and take objectives. Then we have 2 Saurian warriors, which are a pretty good balanced unit. The 18-inch range weapon can be very handy. The Guardian has no range weapon, but with a 3+ for both attacks and defense. Once this unit gets into battle, it can be brutal. For the Changed Demons, we have 2 Changed Furies. The Furies have no range weapons, but they can fly over terrain to easily get in melee position. 2 Change Warriors are the multi-purpose unit for the Demons. And then we have the Screecher, which has the fast ability to help it take objectives, possibly in the first turn, and with a tough 3 special. Once it gets to an objective, it'll be hard to kick it off. House Rules. I will be using the core rule set 3.3.1. The standard battle map size for a one-page rule skirmish or a firefight is 4 foot by 4 foot. I personally like to use a 2 foot by 2 foot map with a movement based on a 1-inch grid system. All movement and shooting distances are scaled down to half of their original measurements. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show. According to the Quick Start Guide in the Grimdark Future Starter Set, the Changed Demons will activate first. The Screecher has a special of Fast, which will allow it to rush 2 spaces extra added to the standard 6-space rush action. With the rush action, the Screecher will be able to take control of Objective 1. For the first activation of the Saurian Starthost, a Saurian warrior will use a rush action to take control of Objective 2. A Change Warrior will use an advance action to move only 3 spaces, but then it can use a Fireball Shot action aiming at the Saurian Warrior that is on Objective 2. Fireball is a 1-dice attack at a quality of 4+, and it only gets a 2. A Gecko cohort will use a rush action to take cover behind terrain above Objective 1. A Changed Fury will use a rush action to match the Gecko's move above Objective 1. A Saurian Warrior will advance and then use a shoot action at the Screecher. Carbine, a 2-dice attack at a quality of 4+. Ooh, I get 2 6s. The Saurian Warrior also has a special of Predator, in which every unmodified roll of 6, this model may roll another attack with that weapon. The Saurian Warrior's Carbine has a 2-dice attack, so I'm going to roll 2 dice 2 more times. Hopefully that is correct. Let me know in the comments. The way I'm reading the rule is that the special doesn't work for newly generated attacks, so I'm guessing that means that I can't just keep rolling 6s over and over and over again. So for reroll 1, Carbine is a 2-dice attack at a quality of 4+. Ooh, gets 2 more hits. And now for the second extra attack. Carbine, a 2-dice attack at a quality of 4+. And only gets a 2 and a 1. So 4 total hits. The Screecher will have a defense of 4+ against 4 hits. And gets a 5, a 2, a 2, and a 1, so 3 wounds. This model has a special of Tough 3. This model only rolls to check wound effects once it has taken 3 wounds or more, and is only knocked out on rolls of 5 plus 3 or more. So since we are at 3 wounds, we will now roll for wound check. And it gets a 2, so 2 plus 3 is 5, and the Screecher is only shaken. A shaken model must stay idle and counts as fatigue, always fails a morale test, and can't contest or seize objectives. Shaken units must spend 1 full activation in idle to stop from being shaken. A Change Warrior will use a rush action and move just short of recapturing Objective 1. A Gecko Cohort would use an advance action and aim at the Change Warrior, which will be behind cover. Shock Pistol, a 1 dice attack at a quality of 5+, and only gets a 3. A Change Fury will use a rush action to position itself towards the middle of the battlefield. For the last activation of round 1, the Saurian Guardian will use a rush activation to position itself closer to Objective 1 and hopes to attack the Screecher on the next round. Objective 1 was occupied by the Change Demons, but with the Screecher becoming shaken, shaken units cannot hold objectives, so at the end of the round, Objective 1 is still neutral. A Saurian warrior was able to take occupation of Objective 2, giving the Saurians the lead by 1 victory point. Saurians 1, Change Demons 0. The Demons of Change finished all activations first in the last round, so they will again activate first for round 2. A Change Warrior will use a charge action and melee with the Saurian Guardian. Hand Weapon, a 1 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with a special of Warp, and only gets a 2. The Saurian Guardian would choose to strike back. Hammer, a 2 dice attack with a quality of 3+ with AP 2 and Predator, and only gets 2 1s. The Change Warrior is now occupying Objective 1. A Saurian Warrior will use an advance action around terrain to get a clear shot at the Screecher. Carbine is a 2 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with Predator, and gets a 5 and a 2, so 1 hit. This creature has a defense of 4+, and gets a 1. That will add 1 more wound to the Screecher for a total of 4. Rolling for wound check. And it gets a 1 plus 4 wounds for a total of 5, and the Screecher will stay shaken. A Change Fury will charge around the terrain and melee with the Gecko Cohort. Rending Claw is a 2 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with Warp and Rending, and gets a 5 and a 3 for 1 hit. The Gecko has a 5+ defense plus shield wall, which will upgrade its defense roll by +1. And gets a 5 plus 1 for a total of 6 with shield wall. The Gecko will choose to strike back. Bash is a 1 dice attack at a quality of 5+, and only gets a 1. Lots of 1s tonight. The same Gecko Cohort will use an advance action and move closer to Objective 1 and take a shot at the Screecher that is shaken. Shock Pistol is a 1 dice attack at a quality of 5+ with an AP of 4, and gets a 5. The Screecher has a defense of 4+, but with an AP of 4 against it, a roll of 6 is the only thing that could save it. Because 6s are always successful. It only gets a 2. That will add 1 more wound to the Screecher of a total of 5 wounds. Now rolling for wound check. And it's a 5 plus 5 wounds for a total of 10. So the Screecher is knocked out. The Change Fury has a special of flying. This will allow it to move through obstacles and ignore terrain effects. Flying will allow it to move over the terrain using a rush action and occupy Objective 2. The other Gecko cohort will use an advance action to move closer to Objective 2 and take a shot at the Change Fury. Shock Pistol is a 1 dice attack at a quality of 5+ with an AP of 4. And gets it with a 6. The Change Fury has a defense of 5+, but with an AP of 4 against it, a roll of 6 is the only thing that could save it. And only gets a 4. Rolling for wound check. It gets a 1 plus 1 wound for a total of 2, and the Change Fury is shaken. Shaken units cannot hold objectives, so Objective 2 is no longer occupied. A Change Warrior will use an advance action and move just short of recapturing Objective 2 and take a shot at the Saurian Warrior. Fireball is a 1 dice attack with a quality of 4+, and only gets a 2. A Saurian Warrior will use an advance action and move closer to Objective 1 and shoot at the Change Warrior. Carbine is a 2 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with Predator, and gets a 6 and a 2, so 1 hit. With Predator, the Saurian Warrior gets another attack using the Carbine. Carbine is a 2 dice attack with a quality of 4+, and gets a 2 and a 1. The Change Warrior has a defense of 4+, and only gets a 2. 1 wound will be added, and then we will roll for wound check. It gets a 3 plus 1 for a total of 4. The Change Warrior will be shaken. For the last activation of round 2, the Saurian Guardian will charge around the Change Warrior and attack with melee. The Saurian is fatigued from striking back at the Change Warrior from before, so it can only hit on a roll of 6. Hammer, a 2 dice attack at a quality of 6+, with an AP of 2 with Predator, and gets a 6 and a 4. Because of Predator, the Saurian gets to attack again. Hammer, a 2 dice attack at a quality of 6+ with an AP of 2, and gets a 5 and a 4. So the Change Warrior will only need to defend against 1 hit. The Change Warrior has a defense of 4+, but the Saurian Guardian has an AP of 2, so the Change Warrior will need a roll of 6, and only gets a 2. 1 more wound is added to the existing one, rolling for wound check with 2 wounds. It gets a 6. The Change Warrior is knocked out. With the Saurians being able to eliminate the Change Warrior occupying Objective 1, control switches over to the Saurians for 1 victory point. There is a Change Fury sitting on Objective 2, but it is shaken, so Objective 2 is currently still neutral. Saurians 1, Change Demons 0. Greetings, friends. Before we move on to round 3, I'd like to remind you to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. If you are on other social media platforms, you can also find Square Table Union on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of this battle report. Round 3. The Changed Demons finished all their activations first in the last round, so again they will activate first for round 3. A Changed Warrior will use a charge action in melee with the Saurian Warrior. Hand Weapon is a 1 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with the special of Warp, and it gets a 5 for 1 hit. The Saurian Warrior has a 4+ in defense, and gets it with a 5. The Saurian Warrior will choose to strike back. CCW is a 1 dice attack with a quality of 4+ with Predator, and it gets a 4. The Changed Warrior has a defense of 4+. Ooh, and it only gets a 2. Rolling for wound check. 5 plus 1 is a 6, automatically knocked out. A Saurian Warrior will use an advanced activation and take a shot at the Changed Fury and also block its path. Carbine is a 2 dice attack at a quality of 4+ with Predator.
Ooh, gets a 6 and a 4.
With the Predator special, the Saurian gets to take another shot. Carbine, 2 dice attack at a quality of 4+, and only gets a 2 and a 1. The Fury will need to roll a 5+ of defense against 2 hits. Olin only gets a 4 and a 3. Rolling for wound check. And gets a 4, a total of 6. The Changed Fury is knocked out. Round 3 is just being brutal for the Changed Demons. The only demon left is still shaken, so all the remaining Saurians get to take back-to-back activations. There is a Saurian Warrior that is fatigued from striking back from before, so it is going to see what it can do by charging at the Changed Fury. CCW is a 1 dice attack at a quality of 6 because of fatigue. The warrior also has a special of Predator.
Just gets it. Okay. Alright. Wow. Alright. Predator. Extra attack. The dice are crazy all of a sudden.
The Changed Fury will defend against 2 attacks with a defense of 5+. And it gets a 5 and a 2, 1 block and 1 wound, added to 1 existing wound. Rolling for wound check.
And that is game.
The Changed Fury is knocked out. That is the last of the Changed Demons, and the Saurian Warrior would take control of Objective 2, giving them another victory point. The game is finished without even going into round 4. Saurians 2, Changed Demons 0. I know that it seems like the Saurians were overpowering the demons in this game. I play tested this scenario a few times to get familiar with the units and their special rules, and the Changed Demons are actually pretty brutal, especially the Screecher with the 3 dice attack and AP at 2. The Saurians just happen to get a lot of great dice rolls in this match. If you can get some good lucky dice rolls with the Saurian Predator special, which lets you to roll for another attack, you can easily clear some models off the table. The game was supposed to go for 4 rounds, but it ended early because the dice gods favored the Saurians. What I like about the 1-page rule set is that the game can go pretty quick once you get the hang of both the core rules and the armies. So if you happen to lose that quick, you can easily get 1 or 2 more games in one session and try to redeem yourself. This has been a demo of the current Grimdark Future Starter Set. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up, and please remember to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in more content. Thanks, and I will see you guys on our next Square Table adventure.